Fishers
What's going on, y'all? Corpus Christi Originals. Coming to you live from the Produce Streamlab studio, downtown Corpus Christi, Texas. Appreciate you guys. We got today co-host, lead guitar, Zane Sanchez.
That's me.
Ed Foust. What's going on?
What's up, buddy? How's it going?
Hey, good to see you, man. So how'd you feel when I invited you on the show?
I was like, dude, don't say anything stupid. And don't go viral. That's all I was
You can
thinking.
go viral just for the right.
Yeah, we'll go viral, right? And,
Yeah.
Everybody wants to go viral.
Okay, well, we might today.
We're gonna learn today.
Yeah, I had you on my personal podcast a long time ago, maybe like 3 years or something like that. So, and then I think you hit me. I hit you up. You hit me up. You're like, hey, you got a studio or whatever. So, remember? Yeah. You're like, fake it till you make it, bro. You're there. So
yeah, dude. And you're doing it. This is so legit. You're probably the only person in Corpus doing this?
yeah, here, yeah. I really like the setup, like the mics, everything's here, bro. We got the shout out to Maya back there doing production for us. But yeah, man.
Young Jamie Proto.
Yeah, it's yeah, so it's pretty cool. And I was doing like Skype interviews or whatever, and I wanted to do like actual person interviews. And then I was gonna try to find a place to do it, maybe at my house or something. I had to get the equipment or whatever. But then Dusty here put a post of all the different studios he had available, and then one of them was Streamlab. I was like, oh, so I got on it, dude, and so I started using AI to chop up some of the clips and shoot it out. So from there, it's been growing since then. So real thankful for it to happen, man. So how you doing today?
Doing good, man. Today was a good day.
Yeah.
As Ice Cube says, you know.
Ice Cube says.
It was a pretty good day.
Yeah. So I guess I don't know what could we. I'm trying to figure out what not to talk about because you almost got in trouble last time we had a podcast. So I'm trying to figure out where to start.
I mean, honestly, like you were talking about your relationship with Jesus. I would like to kind of explore that.
Oh, yeah, man, for sure. So I'll just start from the beginning. I believed in Jesus when I was a kid. You know, I grew up Catholic. I went to Most Precious Blood. And then like middle school came, and so did, you know, I could say that at that point I believed I was atheist and I didn't believe in God. And then almost died at the beach, almost drowned at the beach. And then I was like, okay, I believe in Jesus. Because my friend, when I went to the beach with my friend, he's like, hey, let's go to church. And I'm like, nah, I ain't going to church. Let's go to the beach. So I went to the beach, almost drowned. And then I was like, okay, I believe in Jesus again. Wow. You know, I believed in Jesus. And then just didn't go to church. And then I met my wife in 2009. And then when we decided to get married, I was like, dude, I want to get married at a church. I was like, I'll just pick out a church, be like, so they could do the ceremony. And I just picked out this random church, and it was a Church of Christ. And I was like, all right, let's get married here. I'm like, hey, I went to the preacher. How much is it? You know, how much is it going to be to marry? Oh, I want you to do marriage counseling. So in that sense, I went there. The way I was understood it, and I don't know, because Church of Christ is not very there's all different kinds of churches of Christ. So but the way I learned is like, you don't know your salvation. And we got married there, and we got baptized. And the day we got baptized, we came out, and it was like a sunny day, and we saw a rainbow. So that was a little miracle that we saw.
Nice, man.
My wife was there, so I wasn't crazy. You know, I actually saw it.
Yeah, and what, like five kids later, bro?
6.
Man, that's awesome, bro.
And this baby is post vasectomy.
Oh,
I got a vasectomy in May of 22, and he was born in November.
What did that happen, bro? What the hell?
Jesus.
Miracles, bro.
Yo, that's
Miracles.
crazy.
And
bro.
the weird thing is I felt the whole time God was like, this ain't it. Like, and you know, I never like say, oh, God says this exactly, but I had a feeling. I was like, this isn't it, dude. Like, I didn't feel like it was it, and then he came.
Man.
And I just got tested the other day for my sperm, because I never went after. She's like, you never went after for the thing. And I was like, I'm going to go. So I went. Actually, this week I went, and I went on Wednesday, and they call you the same day. Yeah, it's negative for everything. I don't have nothing.
Yeah. Shout out to Joe Sawyer, Corpus Christi Jay-Z on YouTube, Joe Sawyer on Sawyer on the Joe was actually the guy that was just on here. He said, what's up?
What up, man?
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So you're from Corpus originally?
Yes, Corpus. Well, yeah, I was born at Shoreline, so.
Oh, okay.
But then I lived in Kingsville till I was like 4.
Yeah, and you said you grew up on the west side?
Yeah, so my mom married this guy that lived on Cottage Street in Galahar and Castores. I mean, is that true west side? It's pretty west side-ish.
Yeah.
I was the only white kid on the block, so yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't Cimarron.
Yeah.
So yeah, I grew up over there, man. Learned the word dog, you know.
It's awesome, man. So you said you went to King though, right?
Yeah, I went to King and I went to RMA. Went to Carroll.
Okay.
Got kicked out. Went to ALC.
Why'd you get kicked out?
Truancy, man. There was too many people going to King, you know.
Oh.
And if you just gave them an excuse, they'd send you straight to ALC, Adult Learning Center. Got my GED, and then my mom, you know, somehow got me back into King, and then I got kicked out of King again. And then I went to RMA, and I graduated from RMA.
Wow, bro.
Got exemplary, whatever the exemplary scores was on the tax test, and the math teacher's like, how'd you make good grades? You're always sleeping. I was like, I don't know. It just happened.
So did you decide to go to college? What did you do after? Did you go to college or you started driving or what?
My mom's dead, so I won't say too bad stuff about it, but pretty much I started going to college, and then my mom decided to stop paying once my wife got pregnant.
Yo.
So then that was it. But she made so much money, it messed up the FAFSA, you know, to get financial aid.
Yeah.
And to be the honest truth, I was like, I'm not going to get a loan, you know, and I was just dumb. I should have kept going. I was making good grades, you know.
What would you have studied?
At that point, I wanted to be a nurse. Now, if I could go back in time, I'd want to be a lawyer.
Yeah, I remember you talking about being a nurse. That's awesome. Were you getting into programming, or a friend of yours was getting into programming?
I messed around with programming, and I remember you saying you're messing around with programming.
Yeah.
But my cousin, yeah, he would mess around with programming. He's so smart, you know, with programming.
Why would you be? So why did you change from thinking of you being a nurse to a lawyer?
Because lawyers run the world.
Like law, huh?
The law, yeah. I guess. I'm not that I want to run the world per se, but it'd be good to not let somebody run my world.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, that's a good. I like that.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of that going on too. You know what I mean? Especially, I guess, in our society, you would say that you can get into the argument like that the government wants to try to run our lives. You know what I mean, and stuff like that.
They're trying.
Definitely.
And it makes me even think of like how far would it actually get? You know what I mean? Until we actually say something or do something. If we could even do something at that point, you know what I mean?
We wouldn't. How many people here know how to make fires? How many people here know how to? I mean, from scratch. Yeah, but I'm saying in the general thing of it, how many people know how to change their oil? How many people know how? How many people know when it's time to plant kale and when it's time to plant corn?
Crazy, bro.
Who knows the antibiotics you need to give a cow for it to live in case it starts to die? Because if it dies, you die.
So like self-sustaining, being able to sustain, or I guess live.
Yes.
Self-sustaining, right?
That's why the Revolutionary War and the Civil War was so. It was the ability for that Civil War and that Revolutionary War to happen was because people lived off the land. They weren't looking to the government or, you know, to feed them. But not just that, they didn't have central supermarkets to go to. Like if Corpus didn't have food, like you'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
You'd be in trouble. Like most people would be in trouble.
Yeah.
They would go fishing and eat gaff tops for a little bit, but then they might go away, you know, with the amount of people that are here.
We talked one time and I remember you saying like, dude, every time the government puts its hand in whatever industry or whatever, they mess it up.
Exactly. Exactly. That goes to the Department of Education for loans for houses, for everything they touch. I mean, literally, we send our money out through taxes to the federal government. The federal government, in turn, through the Department of Education, bequeaths money onto the school system. So then you're giving whoever owns the money holds the power. And if you let the federal government hold the power, they hold the power to your education. They hold the power to our food. They hold all these powers. That's what has to happen is we have to take away the federal government taking control of our money where they're the ones that are distributing it through grants and stuff like that. Like just like the school, the Title IX program for the school, they're like, oh, the kids get free lunch. That drives me nuts because it's not free. Somebody's paying for it.
Yeah. Like food stamps or Section 8 or whatever. I guess you could get into all that stuff too, right? Because
that money's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not free.
Yeah, it's not free.
People use this word free a lot. I hear it a lot, especially on a certain side. But nothing is free. Nothing can be free. Nothing can be forgiven. Somebody has to pay it. It's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah. Do you? So when the government was created, whenever they created the government, I don't even know the year. You probably know that.
The United States government or
Yes.
governments in general?
Well, Okay, so the government, the way it's taking control of certain industries or whatever, do you think the original government, when they created it to be like that?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because that's the way it was written. Everything's separated. It's the government wasn't meant to be taking control over. It was just meant to be there to help with what was needed. But now that everything wants to be socialist, like everybody wants everybody to have everything, it doesn't work that way. The government can't have its hand in everything because the government doesn't have everybody's best interest at heart.
Whose interest do they have, do you think?
Their own.
The people that are in power?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. Wow. Yeah. Whenever I talk to you, Ed, we always turn into that area. So it's always interesting to me, man. Because I pay taxes, you know what I mean, and then I see, like for instance, we're talking about school shootings, you know what I mean, how and that can get into the gun argument, you know what I mean, as far as because sometimes they want to take away our guns and stuff like that, and then at the same time we have school shootings. It's like, well, what do we do? You know what I mean? What's the solution? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Teach firearms in school.
Yeah. Do you teach your kids about firearms? Yes. It's like firearm safety and stuff like that.
Yeah, I hear the argument a lot. People are saying, what kind of gun is a safe gun around kids? Well, your kids should know what a gun is and how it operates at all times. I would say as young as you can get them to understand that they need to know. Because if you keep them away from it, if you don't know something, you're going to be curious about it. And if you don't know anything about it, the gun is the most dangerous thing they can have if they've never had any experience with it.
No, dude. And then once they get their hands on, damn, that's crazy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I think the main thing with the school shootings is every one of them, no matter what, comes down to mental health.
A lot of, yeah.
There was not one where like, oh, that guy wasn't crazy. He was doing a political thing or he was being a terrorist. No, they were all having mental problems.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that like before Reagan was president, we had a lot of sanitariums throughout the country. And there was a certain point where he was cutting the spending and stuff. And they let out all those people in the sanitariums. Mm. And that's to this day, like there's just not enough mental health like assistance. And if you want me to call it socialist for that, I'd be willing to pay for some mental health assistance for people.
Bro.
That'd be something we could really look to. And, just community too. Because if you look at us now, how often do you talk to your neighbor?
I talk to my neighbors.
You talk to your neighbors? That's good. Like in my neighborhood, I don't really talk to my neighbors. Very little. Like our circles have gotten smaller and smaller and smaller. Mm-hmm. My kids go outside and play, dude. There's no other kids outside playing. No. There's no community anymore.
Absolutely not.
We're so separated from that community thing. Now, if there's a community of these people on this whole street and they know that there's this one kid that's having mental problems, there's more of a chance of that kid getting help. There's more chances of that kid getting support. The kid doesn't have support. He's got his mom, his dad, and his brother that doesn't like him. So
how do we as a society, I guess, counter bullying? Not like say in school or in I think
online. Bullying was kind of a good thing.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why's that?
Because it just teaches kids to go through adversity. If they don't have an adversity, I mean, I don't want to sound weird, but like I was bullied, and I think it was a good thing because eventually I stood up and beat somebody up. And if you keep a kid from getting bullied, like if they ever start getting bullied in life, they won't know what to do when they're 21, 22 in the world getting bullied. If you stop them from getting bullied at school, they're going to get bullied in the workplace.
I don't think having a soft world prevents what's going to happen after they get out of school. Like their world when they're in school is supposed to be like this soft experience. Nobody's bullying, nobody's whatever. But once they get outside of school, who's going to control that? It's going to be, you're going to see it again. So if you don't experience it when you're younger, you're not going to know what's going on after you get out of school.
So as parents, you teach your kids if you're being bullied, this is how you respond.
Well, the rule in our house is if you're being bullied, you need to say something to a teacher. That's number one, because the teacher needs to be aware of it. If it happens again after the teacher's aware, you have the right to do whatever you need to do to defend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Same here.
Because if my kid cracks another kid in the face and they come to me and they say, we don't know why he did that or what this and that, and I'm gonna say, well, did he tell y'all he was being bullied by that kid? Mm-hmm. And they're gonna say either one of two things, yes or no. And my son knows, or my kids know, you need to make sure that the teacher is aware that something is going on before you hit somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That makes me think about the importance of having a father in a home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it sucks that our homes are broken. Not ours, but like, you know, there's a lot of broken homes out there with moms here, dads there, whatever.
Look at the benefits they get for not having a dad in the home.
What do you mean?
You get what? Section 8 housing. You get food stamps. You get all kinds of benefits from the government for not having a father in the home. So why would they want to have a father in the home?
Not only that, you get your child support.
Yeah, and you get child support on top of all that.
Yo.
And they get to take away the man out of the household and have a woman household that gets paid money to raise children without the father. So it's incentivized. And not only that, the government makes money off every payment that's made through the child support system. So it's an incentivized in the government level too.
Oh my God. Wow. I didn't think about it at that level.
Yep.
That's so crazy, man. So they purposefully, so I guess you can go as far as to say that women purposefully
I wouldn't say all
have
women,
kids. Well,
but I would say a lot of the culture is towards that. You know, I can have a baby daddy and I can live on my own, and he's gonna have to pay me child support. Instead of saying, why don't I settle down with the man that I love, you know, raise a child together, have a home. That's not a view that's very common these days.
Wow. So you think that's the view that you would probably take for families or people, I guess, that are choosing that?
Having a nuclear household is the foundation of raising kids
nuclear. What
properly.
What does that mean? Nuclear household.
Your standard father,
wife, mom, wife, whatever,
father and
family
wife,
together.
father
Okay,
and mom.
I got you. What do you think about that, Ed?
I'm 100% on board, but yeah, I was going to church the other day and they were talking about like the devil, like he came into the house through the woman, and it's like, okay, the women are they're more, I don't know if they're more likely to divorce, but they are, I'm thinking. Young Jamie. No, I'm just kidding.
We're probably going to get canceled for you just saying that.
But the devil always comes through the woman. And then if you look at the relationship that we have with God, it's like the son of God. You're the children of God.
Yeah.
It's family. The devil's attacking the family here, attacking the family spiritually, all that.
Bro, think of the story of Adam and Eve. Who did the devil go to tempt?
So the woman was tempted first. She ate the fruit and then gave it to the husband, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or Adam.
And that gave me the chills in church when he said that. I looked at my wife. I was like, "We good? Like, are you all right?" Because I need to know. But I have a strong woman, and she's believed in God the whole time. So, and she's talked. She's like, the other day I was like, "Man, I usually always just say, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name." The Catholic in me, you know, or saying, "Dear Heavenly Father," like the way I'd pray to God. And I was like, man, I've just started to just be like, hey, God, like, dude, I'm doing this and this. I need an answer for this pretty soon, please. And my wife's like, you haven't been talking to God like that? I'm like, no, I've been all proper, you know? And like, Pater Noster quies in all Latin prayer and stuff, you know? So I've never had that, like, just talking to God, you know? And she's like, I've been doing that for years.
Yeah, I had a question here about that. So, how does your faith guide your decisions and perspectives on various aspects of life? Or in what ways do your Christian beliefs influence your stance on issues that, I guess, that are going on today?
I would say the Bible is the architecture to my life. Like everything from there, like just reading it in black and white, and then just praying to God. And sometimes God, will talk to me, or, he gives me little nudges here and there, you know? Like I had a friend the other day, he doesn't believe in God, and I just always mess with him. Like I sent him a TikTok video where it's like a dude like looking down a street and this person just pops up like, have you heard about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? I'm like that with him. And I was like, man, come to church with me. And I was like, come on. I was like, come. He's like, nah, I don't want to. I'm like, all right, cool, man. I just want to mess with him. Hey, you ready to come to see Jesus? Just messing, just playing with him, right? And the other day, he's like, you know what, man? If you buy me this bottle of whiskey, I'll go to church with you. This is the weird part. I brought my daughter to get her nails done over at the Walmart in Saratoga. And I'm walking, and I look to my right. Guess what's there? WB Liquor. As I'm on the phone with him, I literally walk on the door. I'm like, all right, what do you want? Howler head? What do you want, right? He's like FaceTiming me because he doesn't believe this is happening. Like I literally walked in, and he's the one who brought up the liquor or the whiskey. Yeah. And I FaceTime and he's like, "Oh, let me get." I was like showing him like, "Let me see all these ones." I'm like, "He's seriously gonna let me buy him a bottle of whiskey to go to church?" I'm like, "I will." And then he's like, "Give me that one with the blue label." I pick it up. I look at it. Guess what the name of it is? Heaven's Hill. So he's coming to church tomorrow.
Awesome.
That's amazing. Just to watch God work. It's like, I didn't know it was going to be like this. You know?
Yeah.
And then you tell people, like, it's just a coincidence. Like, dude, I think that was not a coincidence.
Yeah. So I had a lady on not too long ago, La Brujita.
I saw that. I was like, ooh.
Oh, you saw? Yeah. So she was talking about how,
I saw it too.
like church folk, well, I guess that they'll stab you in the back. You know what I mean? They're like that culture, like, cause they call them Bible thumpers or whatever. And now it's like, I understand that because I used to be that, like, oh, church, or you know what I mean? Like that, have the lingo, do all that stuff or whatever. Yeah. And I I read the Bible and stuff like that. I don't like to call myself a Christian. I like for people to call me that because I want my life to speak that. Do you feel like there's that type of church culture out there to where they're just like they're only accepting of certain people or they're hypocrites or whatever? How do you feel about that?
I think it's the same thing that happened to Jesus when he was there with the prostitutes and sinners and tax collectors. And the rabbis came to him and were like, hey, you're sitting with all these sinners. What are you doing? It's the same thing when you're going to church. You think you're going to find all good people. No, you're going to go for the people that need God the most. And like my pastor always says, this is a gymnasium for the healthy and a hospital for the sick. And we have to remember that.
Yeah.
You know,
that's cool.
I think people find any reason to not go to church or to not believe. They're like, oh, the believers are this, or I've been to a church and this happened to me. And it's like, cool, go to a different church. You know, I mean, don't stop some person from you believing in Jesus, because that person is probably never going to even remember who you are, for one. But you can't let people decide whether or not you get to have that relationship. You have to decide.
Do you have to go to church to have a relationship?
I don't think so, but it does also say that, you know, you should have fellowship with other believers. So I don't think you have to go to church. I think it's good to go to church. That way you can at least meet people who are like-minded and that you can have conversations with, and who knows, maybe you can meet your soulmate there.
Yeah.
You know, you never know. But I think the church is necessary. I just don't think it's mandatory.
I like that point where you say you can meet people that are like-minded like you, because there could be people that are really not believers, but they still go to the church. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, like, you know, they could be looking to just hook up with a woman or something like that, or a woman could be just looking to hook up with a man. You know what I mean? So I like that you bring that up, and I think that's finding like-minded people helps your Christian walk.
For sure.
It's awesome, man. Well, fellas, what do you think we should go to next? Appreciate you guys.
No problem.
This is fun.
So you went to King, you went to college, so you started truck driving, right? When did you start truck driving?
I started truck driving in 2012. No, 2013. July 2013.
Oh, okay.
I started, my friend's dad, Adam Ramirez Sr., I'm going to drop his name because he had a big moment, because I was just out of high school. I went over to his house. We're all drinking beer, doing dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And he was sitting there. He doesn't drink, but he was like, hey, son, if you don't know what you're going to do when you grow up and you ain't going to go to college, you need to be a truck driver. And he told me that. And I was like, okay, all right. So I decided to be a truck driver, and I went to this company where they trained you, and then you had to work for a certain amount of months. I didn't finish because it was 17 cents a mile. To put that in perspective, that is like $450 a week if you drive 3,000 miles.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I just truck driving, man. But man, I became a man out there, just seeing the world, and man, being so hungry because I was just sending $450 was what I was making a week, and I was just sending money back to my wife to make sure they could eat, and just figuring out how to make tomato soup with ketchup and salt and pepper. But it works, dude.
Yeah. So you were over the road.
Yeah, I was over the road.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. I went to almost, I think I counted it, like 42 states.
Yeah. Dang.
It was a lot. I saw the whole country, and I was like, okay, Texas is different.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to the whole country and you're like, okay, this is that. Illinois kind of feels like Indiana. But when you're in Texas, it's just like there's different people here, and it's just a different feel. But it's because it's the only republic.
So are you going to move out of Texas? Would you ever move out of Texas?
Dude, I wish they could bring the because I lived in Washington State for 4 years. I wish they could bring the mountains and the hiking down here, and I wish they could bring all the public lands down here.
Yeah,
because there's so much public lands and so many things to do up there. But I'll trade. I'm not gonna say nothing that bad, but I'm gonna say like I'll live in Texas because the people are way better.
yeah, crazy, bro.
Way better people.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I think I was in California. I wish the scenery in California would be here in Texas, because the mountains are beautiful, bro. Like, have you ever been out there?
Yes.
It's beautiful out there, dude. As soon as we got in there, like every time we would drive around the city, it would just be mountains. And then when I got down here, it was just flat. I'm like, damn, dude, where the mountains at? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel you on that one, bro. I like Texas, man. I like the fact that you can actually own, have a gun on your person, because there's some states that you can't have guns, like, right? They're like illegal or whatever.
I mean, it's per state, sure. But
Yeah.
I mean, federally, the Constitution says I can have a gun if I want one.
Yeah. Tell that to the
So-
ATF and FBI.
Yeah,
They
but
don't believe that. It's like that guy from that show Parks and Rec. He's like digging in the park. He's like, "Where's your permit?" And he hands him a paper, and the guy opens it up. He's like, "This is the Constitution."
yeah,
They're like, yeah, they don't really go back to that no more.
yeah, it is kind of crazy, like all the gun stuff that's going on. I mean,
Yeah.
we could talk about guns all day, but I mean,
So the original was in is the Second Amendment, right?
yeah,
What was it? What
the
is
right to bear arms and form a militia against a tyrannical government.
So that was from tyrannical government, meaning like Britain or whoever was.
It's anybody, any form of government that's trying to reign tyranny on its people.
So that was the original
Yeah.
purpose for that Second
Correct.
Amendment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what started the war. They were taking the guns from the people, bringing them to the armory. It happened twice. It happened in the Revolutionary War. They took their guns, and they said you couldn't have guns, and then it sparked the war. And not just that, the other amendments in the Constitution, like you shall not have to quarter soldiers. They were making soldiers go into people's houses, staying in them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So, and the same thing happened in the Civil War. They took guns away and then went after an armory that was part of a school. I think it was like a military school, and that's what sparked the Civil War too.
Yeah.
Every major catastrophe, I could say, is started with somebody taking away the guns. You know, you look at Stalin, you look at the Nazis. Everybody just started taking away guns, and then they were like, "It's for your safety. Don't worry about it." And then look what happens.
Oh.
So the government knew, before even all that, they were like, "We're gonna make a law that says you can't take away we can't take away the people's guns, and that right shall not be infringed." It even says it there. So
That's crazy, bro. Now, guns. I think I have a shotgun. I think that's the only gun. Shotgun and a 9mm. That's what I got.
I've got no guns.
depending on who's listening to this, I have 0 guns.
I was a little bit smart for me to say nothing.
I have a few guns. No, they're good.
You hunt? Do you hunt at all?
When I have time,
When you got time?
There was no doves this year.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, there's no doves.
Damn,
You
do
bow
you
hunt?
go to a certain spot? Like, you release a certain spot?
I
or-
go to my dad's.
Oh, okay.
You know, he was supposed to plant the sunflowers, but he didn't. Because that would bring in the doves, you know.
Oh, no kidding. Do you,
I'm gonna make you go with me, bro. We should go bow hunting.
I want to go, bro. Shoot.
Yeah,
still-
I've been wanting to go too. I haven't gone in a very, very long time.
Do you still have access to where you used to go or no?
Nah, that was my grandpa's. Like, he would rent out someplace in Benavides, I think, or somewhere out there,
Yeah.
and we would go. But no, I've been wanting to go. I've been wanting to find people to go with, but nobody ever is interested.
I'll go with you, bro. I've really been interested. I've actually never been. I would.
It's cool, man. It's cool. The nights are cold and it's quiet, and you can see all the stars. And then you get out there and you're just in the blind or wherever you're at, and
It sounds fun.
it's just quiet and peaceful.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. So y'all shoot deer. What else you shoot?
I mean,
What is
that's
it, the
really
hog?
all we would hunt. I mean, you'll see the hogs out there. You can whatever you can get your hands on.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about because we were talking about Chat GPT earlier. What do y'all think about AI?
It's gonna take over, man.
You take over? What do you mean?
I think we're in a very delicate age when it comes to AI, and it can go one of two ways. We can either go the Terminator route, or we can go, or the Matrix route, I guess you would say, or we can really adopt it and make it part of our society and actually use it for good. That's just my thought. I don't know. It can go anywhere.
What do you think?
I think it is an amazing tool
Yes,
that has amazing repercussions if it's used wrong.
correct.
So, I mean, just you saying you use it on the podcast, I use it for myself, for my work too. And I've used it to do things that would take time, and it gives you more time. And I think that's anything with technology is always done. You find the shovel, you don't got to do it with your hands. You get done with things faster. You have more times more time to think, more time to be creative. And that's with every technology that's come along. And this one is just, I feel like, more profound than the previous technologies that have come since the internet.
So don't depend on it, but use it.
Yeah, don't depend. I mean, I wouldn't depend on it. I'd always tell people to always know how to know antibiotic, regimens for yourself, and know how to plant food, and know how to have a book at least in your house that will teach you how. That's one of the things that scares me the most, is losing physical copies of things. Because if you could lose physical copies, and all the physical copies are becoming less available, and I think that's very dangerous, because once you have it online, who's going to keep a guy from editing things? Just like the Chinese have edited the Bible.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at well, on that, like North Korea, like they can't see stuff from anywhere else. They like North Korea is like all included in itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then, man, I forgot. I had another point that I was going to get to there, but I forgot.
We were talking last time. You were mentioning how it's growing exponentially faster, the technology wise, because when it was growing slower, and then eventually it started.
Yeah. So over the past decade, we've had more technological advancements than we've ever had in the previous 2,000 years. Like the pace at which we're coming out with technology is rapidly increasing.
Oh.
So
Would y'all drive a Tesla?
I would drive a Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
would I drive it, or would I?
Would you own one?
No, I wouldn't own one.
No.
No.
Why not?
I can't work on a Tesla. I can work on my own car.
Wow. So if it turned to like electric cars, then mechanics would be obsolete?
Well, no, because you still need mechanics to work on those electric vehicles. But think about it this way: if the government says that you've driven too much today, I'm going to turn off your car. They can turn off your car.
No.
If they say, you've driven too, if they send me a letter saying you've driven too much in my diesel, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna keep driving.
But you got to understand, like, everything that man makes, man could mess with. So if they make it, oh, you can't do this, there's ways to spoof IP addresses and certain markers that say, oh, this car, there's so many things that we could do on our level.
Yeah.
Down where everything's happening. They can't put their fingers on wires.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a conversation to get to, but it seems like every time I talk about something, we always come to like that government conversation with y'all.
No,
you always talking about that stuff?
I'm cool with the government. I mean, I just want to just raise my kids in peace. Now I want to create, great kids that understand what's going on in the world. Like understand, because government becoming corrupt. It's because man's corrupt. It's not the government that's corrupt. It's a man in the government that's corrupt. Because if a man followed the Constitution and the laws that are on the books, then everything would be good. It's not really government. It's man.
I don't like the government having their hands in everything. Especially because it's not up to them what I do with my own money.
You want to make your own decision. You don't want them to have to interfere.
If I want to go buy land and go plant crops on that land and go do all this, it shouldn't be on them to know that.
Well, they're gonna know everything, man.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't want the government to overreach when they're already overreaching anyways.
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy, bro.
You never stop it.
It's too far gone. It'll never stop.
Yeah. So would you say that you always vote a certain way? As far as like red, blue, whatever you call it, or do you vote on depending on what the guy's talking about, or you know what I mean? Like, cause I don't know. Say there's a Democratic dude talking about something that your values align with. Would you vote for that guy? You know what I'm saying? Or do you strictly say, nah, I'm just always gonna vote red?
You want to go first?
Oh yeah, man. I think Robert F. Kennedy had a lot of good things to say.
Yeah,
I do. I couldn't think of one exactly right now, except that, like all the stuff they're putting in our food. I know he's really against that, against the vaccine and forcing people to get vaccines as far as the coronavirus vaccine. I really agreed with him on that, but there's certain things I don't agree with him on. So, but I think he's actually like, I'm like, oh, this is like a Democrat that's not crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. He did have some good points, I'm not going to lie. But most of my views align with conservatism and on the right or the red or however you want to look at it. But I don't vote for a person specifically because they're red, but usually the people I vote for, I like their policies because they're on the red side. So it's kind of weird to say that, but like I'm not voting for somebody specifically because they're a Republican, because there are Republicans that I don't like.
Mitch McConnell. Sorry.
But I do vote for people that I think can have a voice and stand up for what's right. I think of like Ted Cruz or like, you know what I mean? People that actually want to change things, not just in office just because it's a paycheck.
Do you think it's hard? Do you think it's hard for them to change to what they want it to be like?
Yes, absolutely. Because I think a lot of the people that are in Congress now are people that have been there for years and years and years and years, and somebody probably has their hand in their pocket, and if they don't, then they're probably doing their job wrong.
Hand in their pocket, mean like lobbying, like people paying them off or whatever.
Yep.
Wow, it's crazy. Do you think them paying people off gets down to the city level, like paying city officials or whatever?
I think money is the root of all evil, and that money can come from anywhere, whether it's municipalities and lower or higher. Not the root of all evil. I'm sorry. The greed for money is
love.
What causes
The love for money.
I hate using the word love, but
that's what it says in the Bible, because it's always like people like the root of all evil is money.
No, I don't.
But it's the love of money is the
misspoke.
root of all evil. No, it's not funny.
Yeah.
But like I was saying that the other day, but it's the love of money that's the root of all evil.
Yeah.
People are greedy, and greedy turns into bad things.
Yeah.
Always.
So, are you guys saving for retirement? How do y'all view that?
I don't know. I have a 401k, but I mean, if everything goes down, or if the government decides they don't want to give me my money, there's things that can
It's
be
gone.
out there. It's gone.
Wow.
So I would rather have I would rather have a vault with all my money in it, but that's not gonna work either because it doesn't gain interest that way.
Try to sell gold in Corpus, and you won't make money off of it.
Yeah,
You'll lose money on gold.
You'll lose money on gold.
You'll lose money on gold if you buy it. Be like, oh, I buy all this gold, I buy all this silver. But no, I definitely believe in putting in the Roth IRA. You don't know the future, but at least you can do it.
Yeah,
and you
that's
do
what I'm saying.
6,000.
I have one.
You do 6,238
Yeah, something like that.
a year. So
A year.
And you got till. Oh, it's already too late. You got till February every year for the last year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So if you do it before then, you're good.
Nice.
But I think that's good. Putting in for retirement for the future.
Yeah.
For your kids' future.
No, I ain't leaving them nothing.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. Why is that?
Really?
Because I've never met a rich kid that turned out all right in person. I've seen them, but I've never met them. I'm gonna wait till I meet one. If I meet one before I die, my kids are gonna be a little lucky. But if I don't,
Well, what if you teach them about that? Like, though, you know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking.
teach them about what?
Teach them about like teach them for one that money comes from work, first of all, and then two, you know where money comes from. We save this money. This is what we have to give you. And then show them how to be responsible with it or what they're supposed to do with it. You know what I'm saying? What do you think?
I know that I give them money sometimes for working, and if they don't have money, they don't get candy. That's all I do. Like with them, as far as that, but like going back to like, if you just don't know, dude. It's like kingships. It's king goes to a king, and then you get a Nero, right?
Yeah.
So you don't know what the next generation is going to be like.
Gotcha. So you're basing it off of like what you've seen before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think a trust would probably be the way I'm going to leave them money.
What is a trust? What is
A
that?
trust is like you're leaving them money, but they have to do this, and this to get the money. And if they don't do this, and this, they don't get the money.
Interesting.
I mean, you could. I think I don't know if I'm right or wrong on this, but I think you could even make it where every 90 days they got to take a hair follicle test. But I'm not sure. I think you could work it out like that.
Yeah.
for them to get $4,000 a month for the rest of their life or whatever, adjusted to inflation.
So are you gonna pay for their college, or how do you approach that aspect?
No, because the government's involved in it. I'm not going to give my money more money to the government through giving money to their college.
To the college,
yeah.
So what, learn a trade or
they're either going to do really good in school, do really good in sports, or they're going to join the military.
Ooh.
That's what I tell all of them. Because I'm not going to save up $200,000. I mean, just on the level of inflation and how expensive college is, and I have 6 kids. Even if I had one, I'd be like, no, I'm not going to pay that. Yeah. Because the reason it's so inflated is because the government got involved.
They keep giving debt, keep giving loans out.
Keeping debt for them. So you could go to the military and then go to college for free, or you could do really good in high school on your grades and get into college for free, or you could be really good at football and go to college for free.
If college degrees were so important, it should be something that should be included. We need more. If we need more doctors, then doctors should be incentivized to go to school by either being paid for by our taxes or finding a different way to get it done. But telling us that our child needs to take out a $250,000 loan because they want to be a doctor is not something that I think the government should have the right to do. I think it should be either provided but through the taxes that we're already paying, but paying money on something that we've already taxed, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Wow.
Yeah, I think if we just take the money away from the colleges, they'll get cheaper. They'll get way cheaper, and we'll be able to afford it.
Yeah. And to be a doctor, you have to go to
You
college.
have to go. There's no option to not go to college if you want to be a doctor.
Or a lawyer or something like that.
Well, I think you can take the bar and be...
California, not Texas. Texas, you have to go to college. California, you could just take the bar and be a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's certain... But like a doctor or anything in the medical field, they're going to want something.
Yeah. Yeah, I would tell them if they're going to college, like, if you're going to go to college, you get a degree that's going to get you money when you finish. Like, don't get some liberal arts degree or something like that.
Or that, or, I mean...
Why is that even an option, though? Like, think about that. Like,
What?
why? Just because the government can make money on it. Oh, I'm going to go for women's studies. That's going to be my major. I'm going to go as a German philosopher. You know what I mean? Like,
interpretive dance.
Interpretive dance. Like, why is that even an option? Like, why are we not focusing on things that can actually make our society better?
I don't know.
Because the colleges still, sorry.
That's right.
The colleges, they want money. You know what I mean? That's how they continue to get money, to have these degrees that are appealing to people. I mean, what do you think?
He was going to say something.
Oh, I was going to say, like, the trades for kids, there's no reason if you don't do drugs and a kid starts in the HVAC industry that he can't be a millionaire one day.
That's true.
If he just works hard. And the same thing with like a diesel mechanic. If he works hard and he doesn't do drugs, he could be a millionaire. But they don't have to go to college for that. They could just do that because there's such in high demand. They make so much money.
Yeah. Like learning a trade. My dad.
Yeah, learning a trade.
Yeah.
If I would have started what I'm doing now 15 years ago, I would have had way more money. Because, you know.
So why did you decide a different route, or were you like...
I was a cable technician for 12 years. That's all I did. That's all I knew. When I tried to move up the ladder, they pretty much told me I was too valuable where I was at. I got let go, and then I went into mechanics. And honestly, I should have started there because my dad was a mechanic. I used to work at his shop. When my dad passed away, I didn't want to have anything to do with it. So I went into the cable industry. That was probably the worst 12 years of my life.
Damn.
I then I worked at Toyota and Chevy. And then I got into heavy mechanics, and so now I'm a diesel mechanic. And if I would have just started there when I was 18, I would have had a way easier life.
Would you own your own business?
Probably, yeah. Or I would have bought into something that's already there. But yeah, I would have.
What? Just so you can be your own boss, or why was that?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I want to be part of something bigger. I want to. Like the company I work for now, I'm part of an ESOP, so I technically am part of the company. So the more years I have vested, the more part of the company I own.
Yeah, that's cool. And you work on fire engines, right? Or
yeah, I work on fire trucks, heavy duty trucks, and like brush trucks, and then ambulances that come in.
Dope. Like the actual engine, or like just everything, the whole entire thing?
Where I work, we don't do major engine work. We only do like pumps and suspension and stuff like that. We send all that stuff out, but we can the company I work for just doesn't. They think it's too expensive to invest in to do that in house, basically. So we outsource that stuff. But I would love to be able to take apart engines and rebuild them and transmissions and stuff. But they don't want to. They think it's too expensive to
Do the
train people.
beast, bro. Just do the beast.
Just change out them lower bearings, bro.
Yeah.
Change out them sleeves. Do the counterbore. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Nice. You work on your so you still driving, right? That's basically how you're making your cash.
Yeah, I'm still driving and just running around with some people and running loads. And but yeah, I own my own truck, so I've seen the inside of my lady. I've seen the lower bearings, and I've seen the pistons, and I've seen the liners, and I've seen the rocker arms and the injectors. And if you asked me about any of those things about 3 years ago, I wouldn't know what you're talking about.
Oh wow!
So I've seen all of it. And inside my engine, I've seen my whole engine get rebuilt.
So owning your own truck, that's totally different. Like that's how you started learning about all that stuff. Is that
You
what you-
have to learn it.
You have to.
You have to know how to change out your brakes. You have to know how to change out your AC system, because that will save you $1,000.
Otherwise, he's gonna come to me and I'm gonna do it, and he's gonna pay me $1,000.
Yeah, like the other day, I changed out my evaporator core, and I'm like, these dudes charge $1,000 for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I did this in like 3 hours.
Oh wow!
You know, so yeah, just learning different things. Always getting my hands dirty. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I don't mind learning.
That's good.
You know,
Yeah, so-
suspension. What do they call the hangers? Grab the leaf springs and get new bushings inside.
I've done my fair of leaf springs. They are not fun.
Yeah.
Air ride, boy. Air
Well,
ride.
yeah, you're only working on the tractor part, right?
I
Or
work
y'all
on
just-
trailer too.
Okay. Well,
Air
yeah.
ride.
On the like the big like aerial ambulance, the fire trucks. Those things are heavy, bro.
Yeah.
So those leaf springs are huge.
Oh my god!
How many leaves are they?
Like 8 to 10.
Dude, I'm seeing like 5, and I thought
Yeah.
that was a lot.
No, yeah, they're huge. I got to get like a 50-foot pry, 50-foot. Wow, like a 5-foot pry bar and just push that thing up.
Oh
and
my
just
God.
Hope for the best. And I got to tell the other guy, don't stick your finger in there. Just
Yeah, you lose your finger.
yeah, no. Some of that stuff is huge, man. We take out big old pumps. 3,000, 4,000
For the water,
pumps.
for the. Oh, okay.
Yeah. We
How
work
many
on all
gallons
that
per minute are those things?
stuff. 400 or 500 gallons per minute. And you think about that, each gallon is like 6 pounds, right? Or 8
Yeah.
pounds. And think about how much water is just flowing out of that stuff. And those are on the smaller side. There's bigger ones for like industrial. So like we just sold a couple trucks to Exxon and we went to go look at them. Dude, they were huge
That's cool.
Do
crazy
you
stuff.
ever have family members asking you to work on their car?
all the time. Like I now I kind of have to because I need some stuff to write off. But back in the day, it was like, can you work on my brakes? Can you do this? Can you do that? And I was always like, nah, I'm good. And this year, it kind of bit me for not doing stuff on the side or like not being able to 1099 a lot of stuff. So I'm probably gonna have to start working on.
Did y'all get y'all's taxes done yet?
No, my taxes are a little. I do them quarterly, so
Oh, yeah, right.
yeah. So they're a little. It's a little. This one is always the one that takes a little bit longer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just did mine. So
It's 1099s and stuff.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, man.
I buy
Yeah.
a lot of Snap-on tools, so this stuff's expensive.
Bro, Harbor Freight, man, that's my favorite, dude. I'll break it. I'll be like, give me another. Give me another. Right there.
I'm
But
a,
I hear you on
I'm a
Snap-on,
glutton for
dude.
punishment, man, when it comes to tools, because I buy the higher end stuff. But
Homie's got a rack. He's got it all nice and neat and
Oh,
everything.
really?
Yeah.
yeah, you see my toolbox, man. It's nice, but it's expensive.
Yeah.
There are times like I think 10 years ago Snap-on was like worth it, and nowadays I think it's just not.
What? Why not?
It's too expensive, man.
Oh.
I mean, now you have things like back in the day, you tell somebody you bought a drill from Harbor Freight, they'd laugh at you. Now you can tell them, hey, I got an earthquake from Harbor Freight, and they're like, damn, that's a pretty good drill. Like it's probably gonna last you a while, or that's a good impact. It's gonna last you a while.
Wow.
So I mean, the stuff's just come. It used to be like one end here, and now it's more like here.
Yeah.
So everything's really close together.
Oh yeah.
Quality's there. You know.
And honestly, I've never broken a ratchet. You know.
Well, I've broken plenty of ratchets, just never any good ones.
Yeah. I haven't broken one of them, but I haven't turned them a lot either. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't turn them every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Do you yard work at all? What do y'all use for like stuff around the house?
What do you mean?
Like lawnmower or weed eater or whatever?
I got this nice guy named Mario.
Oh, right. I got you.
He's great, bro.
You would be
You gotta keep the money in the
Mexican
economy
dude.
flowing, huh?
I wouldn't trust a white guy to cut my yard. Ever.
Mr. George.
The white guy would be like, "Hey, sir, you got a lot of weeds. We're gonna have to fertilize this." No.
You're like, just cut it, bro.
Cut it, bro.
Want us to plant a palm tree over here?
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Cut my tree for $900. No, I see. No, gracias.
Dude, I don't want to cut my own yard, but my wife makes me. Or actually, she does most of the yard work. I just go weed eat and clean up.
Yeah.
Because she likes to do it.
There was a whole ordeal with that. Is it about over or what?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought that was like time it over. End of the round. 10 seconds left.
No, you're good.
But no, I had an ordeal. I had like a Briggs and Stratton lawnmower and a weed eater, and I had an Echo weed eater. I was mowing my own lawn, and then like the carb messed up, and I ordered a carb online, and I was putting it on there, and the grass was getting higher and higher. My wife's like, "Just call somebody." I'm like, "No," and I'm trying to fix it, and the carbs are made out of plastic now, so you're like, "What is going on? Where's the metal ones?" You know. So, and then my wife says, "You gotta cut it," and then Mario's cut. He came and cut it, and then he's like,
Mario, huh?
and then he texted me, "You want your lawn cut?" And I'm like, "Come on over, bro." And then the last time he came, he's like, "I'm gonna get my thing fixed." He's like, "Just enjoy your family." And I'm like, "That sounds real good."
Yeah.
So I stopped doing it.
Yeah, right on. So do you guys? So which? I always bring up the HEB question. It's either which HEB do you shop at, or which HEB do you avoid?
Avoid specifically?
Yeah.
I don't think I avoid any one of them. If I'm close to an HEB, I'm going in.
If I need shrimp, I go to Roberts. But if I want to chill, I go to Port and Tarleton. But if I need shrimp, my wife loves.
You go to Port and Tarleton for
Honestly, though,
in the Greenwood Walmart, dude. My wife does not like the Walmart by her house.
Oh, okay.
I go to Greenwood Walmart because she's a West Side girl too.
Yeah.
You know? She's about Port and Tarleton, dude.
There you go. Yeah.
She's
So,
hood.
so that's home for her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Port and Tarleton HEB has some good Mexican stuff there too. Stuff you won't find on the south side.
Mhm. You cannot find that chorizo that's not chorizo. I forgot the name of it.
Yeah.
There's a name of it. It's not chorizo, but it's like chorizo.
Yeah.
And it's only there. You cannot get that on Roberts, dude. But you can pay like $20 for salsa there.
I like HEB Plus. I mean, they have
HEB
most of the
Plus?
stuff I want.
Yeah, I just go to the one close by the house. It's Alameda and Texan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn, I haven't been to that one in a long time.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah, I kind of grew up in the area, so I guess we would go there when we were younger, and I still go there because I live in the areas that I grew up in.
It's funny that you say avoid because I actually avoid the Walmart on Greenwood.
Yeah, me too.
I stay away from
I go to the
there.
one on Stable.
Oh man, that's entertainment, dude.
Yeah,
And then,
I go to
and then, dude, if your kids are all dirty and nasty, and you're just like, yeah, just whatever, dude. They got stuff on their face. Like, we're going to the Greenwood Walmart. Ain't nobody gonna care. You want me to put clothes on the baby? No, just leave her in the diaper. You know.
Go to the Greenwood.
Hey, you know what though? 2 times we've gone to the one on Greenwood and we get stopped every single time, and the lady's like going through our stuff and like checking the receipt and making sure we didn't steal nothing. And it's been like 2 times, like straight back to back. Every time I go to the one on Saratoga, the lady's just like, "Bye, have a good day."
Yeah,
I'm like, what the heck? Racially profiling?
it's the beard, bro.
I guess. I mean, I ain't got no reason to steal, man.
Yeah, we all got beards and mustaches.
Dude. I think that's why I avoid it so much.
Yeah, I don't like when they ask for the receipt, bro. I'm like, dude, so why? Like, I paid for it, you know.
I'm like, get rid of self-checkout if you
They
don't
check
want
y'all's receipt.
Yes,
I'm
dude.
just kidding, dude. They check mine.
I bet you. See, the thing is, though, is that here in Corpus,
Straight up. What are y'all talking about? What's going on? No, they check my receipt.
that's
They check 'em.
Mexican disprivilege.
Hey, how do you feel about people? Do people ever do that to you?
What?
Like, oh, you're white, you have white privilege. Or,
Oh, you dude, I've got my friend, dude. He screws with me all the time, bro. It's your white privilege. I'm like, dude, no, bro, it's not. But he's like, you don't see it because you're white. I'm like, well, you could tell me I have something that I can't even see, and I
Yeah.
can't even fight you on the argument because I can't see it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it
It's like
exists.
when people call you names. Like, how are you just supposed to fight that? You're like, I'm not.
yeah.
They're like,
no.
yeah, you are. And you're like, no, I'm not.
Yeah. So no, I mean, maybe I think it exists, you know, but for as far as I've enjoyed it, I don't think so.
Hey, you know what?
Because
though?
my wife's like, she's always like, why aren't we rich yet?
Oh, damn.
You're white. I'm like, dude, we're not. I'm not
You're
gonna
white,
be
but you're
rich.
not like
We
that.
have to earn this. Yeah, dude. Always, I'm like, this is not what I thought was gonna happen. I was like, well, you just
plan it this way.
I was like, when I met you, I was poor, and I'm still kind of poor. And she's like, I thought I was doing a good investment. I was like, something like that, something to that effect.
Well, I was gonna say now that we have all these illegals coming in over here, we're actually the majority now. So Mexicans are the majority. So
I'm a minority now.
Yeah, he's a minority now. So you don't even count no more.
What's crazy to me is that they're not just Mexicans, bro. They're from different countries.
Bro, I wish I made a video. I went down to Progresso, crossed over, bro. I heard Russian and Chinese when I was crossing the bridge. Chinese people, Russians. Or maybe Ukrainian, that language sounds the same. But white people in tents, really nice air mattress, better than mine. But I'm just saying, they were on the bridge waiting to cross. And it's like, that's what's happening. And like, if I went down to Nuevo Laredo, I was walking around Nuevo Laredo. Not walking, I was driving. So I was driving around Nuevo Laredo, dude, and I saw these black people, and I asked my friend, I was like, what's up with all the black people here? He's like, dude, Haitians.
Yeah.
A bunch of Haitians living.
Yeah.
And are they, I don't know if they're trying to cross back or what.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of Haitians.
Nah, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's not just Mexicans coming over. There's
Dude, I think most of the Mexicans that wanted to get here are here, and it's just the rest are coming.
Yeah, it's whatever's left over.
Yeah.
Well,
They're like, oh, we free ride into the United States if we go through Mexico, so that's where they're going.
Exactly, bro. So Texas did something recently, right? Like he stopped. Was it I don't remember, but he blocked like Biden because the Texas Constitution or something like that from Cuba. Do you know something like that?
Yeah, so he just pretty much the Biden administration gave him a cease and desist because he took over that park in Eagle Pass. And they gave a cease and desist, and he said, "No, I'm going to still do it."
He said no.
And he's got a bunch. He's like,
26 states.
keep kicking.
No, I don't. What? So he did a cease and desist, and the governor's like, no,
he's still doing. He's still got that parks shut down, and he's got the National Guard. Then we got all these state and National Guards from different states coming down.
Yep.
Like if anything ever smelled like a civil war, that's what it smells like.
So he was setting up razor wire like all along the border there. Abbott was. Yeah, so he was saying, this is what we're going to do. And then Biden was like, hey, you need to stop doing what you're doing.
Oh.
And so that was basically the cease and desist. And Abbott sent back a letter saying, I forgot what
he wrote a letter back or something.
It was basically saying that Biden's not upholding his constitutional duty to protect the border. So because he's not doing that, we don't have to follow what you're saying with the cease and desist.
Because it's in the Texas Constitution?
No, it's a United States Constitution.
Oh.
It's not, I mean, it's in there. I don't know what the code is or whatever,
Yeah,
but it's basically he's failing to secure our southern borders for people to come in. So Abbott is like, we're going to do what we have to do to keep this going.
Wow.
And I think 26 other states have already come over and started assisting with it. So they're keeping the razor wire up.
What do you think about that, Ed?
I think that, man.
We're almost there. We got like we're actually almost close to time. But
Okay.
You can share this.
I think the best thing that we can do is to teach our kids and have a bunch of Americans. That's what we need to do, because it's not gonna be us fighting this fight. It's gonna be our kids.
Yeah.
And if we are gonna fight it, we're gonna be about 43, 44. We'll be kind of old.
At least
But make some really cool kids that think on their own.
the other side doesn't like to have kids, so we're good on that part.
Oh yeah. We're gonna outbreed them.
Yeah, we are.
So
We're eating like rabbits.
if I'm not canceled by now for all this, what y'all are saying, it's all good. Man, I appreciate you guys coming on the show. Do y'all want to share anything?
Nah, you're good, man.
Oh yeah, I'd like to put a plug in.
ahead.
Strong Arm Jiu Jitsu has a Bible study, 7 p.m. and it's on Leopard. If you look at Google Maps, it's at 7 p.m. It's like Bible study from 7 to 7:45. It's for men, and then afterwards it's a free roll for Jiu Jitsu. So you could come up and hang out with the Holy Rollers.
Is there an age like 13, 14?
Yeah, there's young kids there. There's like middle schoolers going there, and it's real cool. And it's real cool to get into the subtle art of jiu-jitsu, which is a martial art that actually works.
Yeah, that's cool. So you Leopard, how far out Leopard?
Here, I got the address right here.
Mackenzie, like that far?
Dude, don't even ask. I don't know how to drive there. But if you just Google Strong Arm Jiu-Jitsu on Google, it will show you the one that's in Callan. There's another one in Flower Bluff, but there's one in Callan. That's where the 7 p.m. Bible study is.
Nice,
awesome.
man. Right. Awesome. Well, if anything else, I appreciate you guys coming on the show. Jake, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ed,
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. I hope
You're fine.
you'll get canceled, bro. I
Nah, it's all
was
good,
pretty
bro.
G-rated.
nah, it's all good. Like, if somebody from the other side wants to come on the podcast, hey, man, come on. It's fine with me. You know
Yeah,
what I
we're
mean?
cool with everybody, man.
I'm trying to be neutral. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be just,
Joe Rogan.
you know, yeah, Roganish, if you whatever you want to call it. But thanks a lot, you guys, for tuning in. It's Corpus Christi Originals podcast. Next week, I think I have Matt Cantu from TikTok and some other stuff I got lined up. Can't remember off the top of my head. Shout out to Maya, the producer of the show, and we appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming on. Have a good one.
Take it easy.